Hey, how you doing? Hope all is well with you, the family, your friends, and your enemies. If you got a moment, just like, subscribe, and share. If you don't mind, uh, Satan is showing his head, you guys. We are definitely coming to the times the Bible had instructed us. We have wars, rumors of wars. You hear that China is tripping with the U.S. now, some cyber attacks and things like that. Rumors of wars. What happened to Russia? We haven't heard anything from there. But let me show you what Satan's up to during the time that people celebrate Christmas.
The supporters of this group say if there can be a Christmas tree here in the Capitol, then they can display this put on by the Iowa Satanic Temple.
We're going to really relish the opportunity to be represented in a public forum. We don't have a church on every street corner.
Lucian Greaves, co-founder of the Satanic Temple, says this satanic display is a symbol for their right of religious freedom. He says if you don't like it, don't look at it.
My feeling is that if people don't like our displays in public forums, they don't have to engage with them. They don't have to view them.
It's a very dark, evil force. And I truly hope people know how to battle that.
Shelley Flockhart from Dallas Center says she was shocked to see it at the Capitol.
Okay, come on in.
Flockhart organized a prayer group on Wednesday around the Christmas tree in the center of the rotunda to oppose the satanic display near the stairwell. She calls it dark and evil and says Christians should spiritually fight against it.
One, I hope people realize spiritual warfare is real, that there are evil, satanic forces that are trying to infiltrate us.
I'm told the altar here will be on display at the State House for 14 days.
By the way, the Satanic Temple says it is a federally recognized non-theistic group that uses satanic symbols as a way to convey its message. The temple's website says its work includes publicly confronting hate groups and lobbying for abortion rights. It says it does not believe in the existence of Satan or the supernatural.
Uganda has criticized the United States' recent expansion of visa restrictions on its officials, interpreting it as an attempt by Washington to enforce an LGBTQ agenda in Africa. The new sanctions unveiled earlier this week target Ugandan individuals who were not formally identified. According to the US, they are responsible for undermining democracy and suppressing marginalized groups, including the LGBTQ community. Uganda's Minister for Foreign Affairs on Wednesday asked why the US did not impose the same sanctions on Middle Eastern countries and insisted his country would not backpedal on the adoption of its bill. The US implemented an initial round of visa restrictions on Ugandan officials in June in response to Uganda's Anti-Homosexuality Act. The World Bank also suspended new lending to the East African nation.
Watch out. China's cyber army is on the attack, infiltrating 24 critical U.S. entities at least over the past year. Just some of the victims. You got a water utility company over in Hawaii, along with a major West Coast port and oil and gas pipeline. What are they up to? Here to react and to analyze, Scowcroft Center for Strategy and Security, Vice President Matthew Kroenig. What are they up to?
Unfortunately, China's preparing for war with the United States. The strategy here is that they want to be able to invade Taiwan. They're worried that the United States will project military power from bases in Hawaii and the continental United States to Asia to defend Taiwan. And so what China's trying to do is to do these cyber intrusions, lay in wait, and at the right moment attack ports, attack water supply, attack energy supplies to prevent the United States from projecting military power forward. So in short, they're preparing for war.
Hamas is surrounded in the south and now surrendering in the north. Israeli Defense Forces report that the terrorist group is on the verge of collapse in Gaza.
And today, the United Nations is expected to hold another vote calling for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, the IDF reports that it has found evidence that a UN agency is in close quarters with Hamas. Chris Mitchell reports.
Monday night, Israel's defense minister declared Hamas is near a breaking point in northern Gaza, marking a huge turnaround from October 7th.
Among those who surrendered are also terrorists who participated in events of October 7th, the same ones who went on murder sprees, that killed children, who raped women, and are now in a situation where they only have one option, to die or surrender.
As the humanitarian crisis grows, Israel plans to increase aid to the people of Gaza. But this video shows some aid is being commandeered by armed groups. On Israel's northern border, the IDF is responding to an increase in Hezbollah fire into the country. It's a front the White House is concerned could escalate into a regional war.
We absolutely don't want to see this conflict spill over into Lebanon. We don't want to see a second front. We don't want to see it escalate and widen. And so it is also in the context of that that we're concerned about these reports.
In another risk of escalation, Iranian-backed Houthi militia in Yemen struck a Norwegian oil tanker it says was headed for Israel. No injuries are reported. As the UN General Assembly prepares for a vote on a resolution calling for a ceasefire, Iran condemned the U.S. veto of a similar measure in the Security Council last week.
The U.S. government once again demonstrated its full-fledged solidarity with the Zionist regime and its full complicity in these regrettable crimes against the oppressed people of Palestine.
As the IDF continues to advance in northern and southern Gaza, a stark warning from Hamas about the hostages. A spokesman warned on Sunday that no hostage will leave the Gaza Strip alive without an exchange of more Palestinian prisoners in Israel, as well as other demands. 138 hostages remain in captivity, including 20 women and 2 children. IDF troops continue to uncover evidence of Hamas hiding its war machine in civilian areas. This mosque included a Hamas training site, including a room used for combat simulation, weapons, and explosives. The IDF also said it found bags from the UN Relief and Works Agency mixed in with the Hamas weapons.